directly from the students of Airwaves Media. Bringing you news from Alma School District and our surrounding community. You're watching The Airedale.
Welcome to The Airedale. I'm Abigail Spencer.
And I'm Ben Mitchell. Today we'll be covering tips for seniors going to college, college and career day, the history of Alma, plus much more coming up on The Airedale. Seniors, college is approaching faster than you think. So here is Stetson Goodson to give you some early tips on what you need to know before it's too late.
Preparing for college can be stressful, but there are some things students can do to minimize the stress. One thing is to start applying for FAFSA and scholarships as soon as possible to help pay for your college so you have less debt. Now, here are the biggest problems for seniors going into college and how to fix them.
So usually unrealistic expectations is number one. The second one is just poor preparation. I would say in addition to poor preparation, either lack of study skills or just non-existent study skills. Those seem to be the main issues for students. First thing that I've said this for years, students who plan to go to college need to be taking a minimum of 1 to 2 honors classes every year.
According to Ms. Shelton, students should visit one college between their 9th and 11th grade year and visit 3 or 4 college campuses the summer before their senior year to narrow down the colleges they would like to attend. Being prepared will help students be successful while getting ready to attend college. This has been Stetson Goodson from Airwaves Media.
College and Career Day was just the other day. But wait a minute, what was it? Well, do not fear, as Devin Reed is here to give us some insider information on College Fair.
College and Career Day is a very essential and important day here at Alma High School for our seniors. Now, let's take a closer look into this matter and event with our beloved counselor, Ms. Shelton.
College and Career Day is a day for our seniors where we have guest speakers come in. We talk to them about whatever their post-high school plan may be. So we have people from the area that would employ them. We have colleges come in, different trade schools. We have guest speakers come in to talk to them about different career options that they have. Military recruiters come in. And so it's a full day for seniors. We start at 8:05 in the morning. There's no late arrival for seniors. We get started with guest speakers, talk to them about transcripts, applying for scholarships, applying to college, have speakers start coming in, talking to them about firefighting, joining the police force, electrical work, apprenticeship programs, just various things throughout the day. Fifth hour, after we fed them lunch, fifth hour we have them do an actual college and career fair where they get to walk around and meet with different representatives from, again, colleges, military, or different places around here that would like to employ them. And so they get to do that all fifth hour. Then sixth hour, we meet with seniors down in the union and help them actually start filling out applications.
This event lasted through the first period all the way into the end of sixth. There will be numerous colleges there from in and out of state. There will also be recruitment options from the Arkansas National Guard and others.
So University of Arkansas is always one of the big ones, but University of Central Arkansas will have UALR, basically all of the University of Arkansas campuses across the state. There's numerous of those across the state. They'll all be here. We'll have Ouachita Baptist University, Williams Baptist University, so we've got some private colleges coming, Arkansas Tech University. Pretty much every in-state school is probably going to be here that day. A lot of in-state, but there are some coming from out of state. There's not as many out of state, obviously, because we don't have that many students who go out of state, but we do have probably about, I would say 10 colleges that are coming from out of state. We have 3 different recruiters who are going to come in from both the Arkansas National Guard and the full-time military to talk to students about what career options they have with that. So there's going to be some great things that our kids will learn about that day. What I hope that they'll learn, most people change their career 3 to 7 times in a lifetime. So what we're hoping is that everyone has a plan for now, but also get some ideas on things that later on, if they don't like the first plan that they have for their lives, that they have like a backup plan that they learn about from this career fair. it'd be great if maybe those that are completely undecided came up with some ideas from what they're presented on College and Career Day.
And with this final bit of information, this has been Devin Reed with Airwaves Media.
Senior parking passes have been a thing for a while, but recently a new colorful and custom-made addition has been added to some of these spots. Sarah Nutt is here to paint you a picture.
Alma High School serves parking passes for students for just $5. These passes have been around for a while, but recently the seniors at Alma High are able to use their artistic ability to paint their spots for $50. Mr. Kirkendall explains how this idea came to fruition.
I saw that Southside, this was year 5 of them painting their parking lot, and their parking places looked really nice. And then I had some parents, just coincidentally after that had asked me about it again. We had project graduation parents that oversaw everything after meeting with them, and it went real smoothly. So that's kind of the logistics of how it came to be.
Allowing seniors to paint their spots definitely has a few positive effects.
I hope that it just improves the overall morale of our senior class that wanted to do it. It's a fun thing. I think it shows school spirit. It shows their individual spirit. It's good for community relations, and plus, the artwork looks great. So, so far, it has worked really well. I hope that we can continue to do it.
This has been Sarah Nutt with Airwaves Media.
The Patterson Lab is a new career lab at the middle school directed by Mrs. Dooley. Here's Lewis Alexander to jump in on this topic.
The Patterson Lab at the middle school offers an incredible opening for the middle schoolers. As their teacher, Miss Dooley, states, this can be beneficial for all students to take.
I want everybody to take it. I think it's fantastic. Just being able to explore different things, try different things all in one semester instead of having to commit for a full semester. Before I taught robotics, I taught coding classes, and maybe kids got into coding because it sounded fun, but then they got in here and they were stuck for a semester. Maybe they weren't great at it or it wasn't their favorite thing.
Students can explore multiple opportunities in this lab.
Well, I have 10 different subjects they get to choose from. We have Intro to Computer Science, Intro to Culinary Arts, Intro to Cosmetology, Intro to Child Development. We have CAD and Design, Video Game Design, Veterinary Tech, Medical Imaging, Welding, and we have Robotics. So they get to choose between all that and just rank them, like I said earlier.
This is Lewis Alexander with Airwaves Media. Thank you for watching.
Many students here at Alma High School own and use cell phones, but not everyone who does knows what exactly the policy is at AGS. So here's Jamie McCubbin and Abram Allen with more information.
In the recent years, students around the world have been using their cell phones more and more during their day. That includes during school hours.
Cell phone usage can assist, but it can also hinder teaching and learning, and especially when it's not used appropriately. A lot of schools in the state of Arkansas have completely banned cell phone use, with the exception of during lunch periods. Some have completely banned them at all. We've been very fortunate here because our teachers and students have done a relatively good job learning how to balance those, and we have certain parameters and rules set up in classrooms so that those phones are used when teachers allow them to be used. If they're going off all the time and the students want to look at them versus paying more attention to them instead of learning, then obviously it causes a problem. And that's one of the reasons they've been banned in lots of places. So hopefully we don't have to do that. I feel like we have a pretty good grip on how to do the right thing here, and we've been very fortunate not to have to do that yet.
This has become a problem with focusing on assignments at school. Seeing this, schools across the world have implemented a no cell phone policy. But unlike most, this school doesn't quite follow up with the rest. Our school has been lenient on our school cell phone policy, allowing the students to have their cell phones out at lunch as well as in between classes. Some students may not have as many friends as others and don't have much else to do during their lunch and free periods. The way the school has allowed phones out during lunch has given those kids something to do. This has been Jamie McCubbin and Abram Allen from Airwaves.
Last year, the agricultural department got a new barn, and this year, with the activity center opening, they have even more to offer. Here's Joe Rutherford and Jackson Belt with more.
The new Agri building is a very cool addition to the school and brings many opportunities. The new Agri building was just finished this year, and we interviewed Miss Holland about it.
The students are already in the building, but they haven't started using any of the equipment or machinery. It's all slowly coming in. It's funded by a grant from the State Department of Education. So as it comes in, we're slowly putting it together, and the students will get to use it once it's all arrived.
The new agriculture building can be used for multiple educational purposes for any student that likes agriculture or FFA. There are so many jobs and skills in agriculture that students can learn about.
In agriculture mechanics classes, students will get to do welding, woodworking, plumbing, and some small equipment maintenance.
Agriculture mechanics is responsible for repairing and maintaining the equipment used in farming and ranching. In that class, the students will be welding and constructing stuff, for example, shelves and tables, and other stuff that can be used for farming. This is Joe Rutherford and Jackson Belt for Airwaves Media.
Just 2 years ago, the choir got a new assistant choir director, and now this year, they got a new head director. Here's Carter Downs to tell you about this new director.
Alma High School's choir program got a new head choir director this year, Miss Tufts. Let's see how she feels about working as the new head director at Alma.
It's been pretty great so far. This is my 17th year teaching, and being here at Alma has been awesome, very welcoming, a very just kind of relaxing environment, and I'm really enjoying it so far.
Students tend to give new teachers a harder time than they do teachers that have been here for more than 2 or 3 years. Let's see what Miss Tufts thinks of her students and how they act.
So far, I think they like me okay, I hope. But I think they think, I'm a hard worker, want to get things done, move at a fast pace, but I just care about us being good and really building the program and, just doing a really good job this year.
With new teachers comes new ideas and different ways to run things. But what does that mean for the choir world? Let's see just what Miss Tufts is planning.
So many plans. I want to get more involved in the community, sing more out in the community. For our spring concert, I have some ideas for more like of a variety show, talent show, and just getting the school more involved with what we're doing, and growing the program, and then also keeping traditions alive, like making lots of students making all region, lots of students making all state, doing well at our competitions. So keeping all the traditions that are already here and then adding a few new ones.
This has been Carter Downs with Airwaves Media.
There appears to be some fresh new English teachers that recently got hired at Alma. But who are these newcomers that have brought their talents to this school? Peyton C. Phillips is here to teach us the answer.
A thrilling new chapter in these English teachers' lives. We welcome both Miss Keener and Miss Lincoln to Alma High School as Alma's new English teachers. But who exactly are these brand new teachers who've never set foot in these hallways before? What exactly made them want to come to Alma High School in the first place?
Yes, I am enjoying my time here. So far it's been going really great, and I've enjoyed my classes and my students and my colleagues.
Well, I've actually been at home with kids for the past 3 years, and I was like, it's time to go back to work. And I found there are several places that had openings, Fort Smith Magazine, just different places, and there's just something about Alma. Like, that was the only place I applied to. I was like, Alma's it.
It feels great to be a teacher here at Alma High School. It's a great feeling. This is my first year here, and so far it's been going really good.
It feels good. I like being at Alma because I can tell that all the administration, staff, teachers, everybody cares about the kids and their success, so it's good to be a part of that.
This is not my first year as a teacher. This will be my 7th year as a teacher, and the reason as to why here at Alma, I just want to change.
No, this is actually my 8th year of teaching, so I've taught at other places, but my first year at Alma.
Here at Airwaves, we're glad to have some new faces in the building, and we're also thankful for these 2 amazing new teachers to be teaching here at Alma High School. This is Peyton C. Phillips for Airwaves Media.
This school year, a former substitute teacher has become a teacher here at AHS, and that substitute was Mr. Bates. Here's Jace Coleman with more.
Mr. Bates has been a substitute teacher for many years now.
I've been a teacher for 38 years. I was a teacher, coach, assistant principal, and transportation director for 38 years.
Now, he's a full-time teacher. How did he do it? What are some of the changes with this promotion?
It was fun when I started substituting 3 years ago. The students were great. The faculty members and administration were just as good, and I enjoyed it, so I've kept doing it.
So what does he expect this year to be like? And what are some of the things he expects in his class?
Was pleased that they asked me to do it, and like I said, it's a pleasure to work with students that are polite and respectful, and the faculty members are very helpful, and administration is very supportive.
All right, I am Jace Coleman with Airwaves Media.
Ben Mitchell shares with us a little vocal on Alma's variant vocalist, Mr. Kevin Taylor, and his career as a sports press announcer.
In sports, the drastically higher percentage of popularity goes to the game over anything else, mainly because it's what everyone actually sees when a game is going on. But what we in Airwaves feel doesn't get enough attention or credit is the sports announcers who call the games and provide incredibly valuable commentary during the long games. A prime example of these sports announcers, and a shining beacon of character for Airwaves itself, is our glorious press announcer, Mr. Kevin Taylor. Now, he's been in sports for a long time, but I wonder, just how long has he been involved with it?
Oh, it's something I really enjoy. I actually went to Columbia School of Broadcasting, which may not even exist anymore, but that was back in the 70s. In the early 80s, and so I really enjoyed it. So I've been around sports media since I was about 15 years old, and I turned 63 in August, so do the math on that, a long time ago, back in the 70s. Then I got into broadcasting in the 1980s, and I did Conroe Tiger football and basketball, had a lot of fun doing that. And I was 23, 24, and matter of fact, my first playoff game on the radio was at the Astrodome in 1983. So it's something I've done for a long time, and did it in the 90s a little bit, and then kind of waited around, and boy, I was really happy when ever I got the chance to start doing the Alma games. Love it.
And what exactly are his thoughts on sports as a whole?
Sports is great, and the thing about high school sports is just things happen, and you see kids come along and they do great things, and they become better people after high school, and that's really what school's all about, to get you ready for the next level, and Alma does a great job of that. Sports is something I've always just loved, and I played, wasn't very good at it. I was okay, but not great.
Kevin Taylor has been an absolute pleasure for the Airwaves crew, and if you're seeing this, sir, keep up the great work. For now, however, this has been Ben Mitchell with Airwaves Media. Thank you for watching. Recently, Alma has a new display in the Skokos Performing Arts Center about the history of Alma. Here's Raven Brantley and Hadley Miller with more information about this interesting display.
The History of Alma, or Our Town, is an interactive walkthrough and play put on by the Airedale Theater. In this exhibit, you can see a multitude of maps and artifacts from over 100 years ago. Today, we had the luck of sitting down with Dr. McSpadden and speaking to him about the history of Alma walkthrough.
Well, I think our history is obviously a part of who we are. You know, we can, I think there's a quote, I don't know if it was Winston Churchill or somebody else said, those who don't learn from the past are doomed to repeat the mistakes of the past. So I think we can learn a lot by both the good things and the not so good things that people who came before us did. I think it's really important that we honor what people did that made things better for us. And then I think just taking pride in your community, in your school, you know, just being proud of where you're from, and you know, the traditions and the history of all that. I think all that's important.
For Airwaves Media, this is Raven Brantley.
At the Battle of the Bone, we introduced 16 African American students who came to Alma during the integration of the school district in 1964. Here's Alayla Barlett and Carver Rushing to talk about how we celebrate the anniversary.
60 years ago, in Alma, 16 students made history. This was the integration of Alma High School in 1964. We spoke to Gary Perry, one of the students that came to Alma during the integration.
The very first year was, you know, a challenge. I can still remember the very first day that we entered Alma High School, and we were escorted down the sidewalks. Okay, the school used to be not closed, all right, and so they had sidewalks down to the classroom. So I can remember being escorted down those sidewalks by the Alma Police Department, okay? And so it just so happens that there were like I had 4 classmates, all right? And so we walked down the sidewalks, Alma police escort, opened the doors, and we entered a brand new way of life.
In the early 1960s, the fight for civil rights was one of the important times in history across the United States. This moment in our town's history was a significant step towards equality and in education.
Well, as you can see or probably know, like, you know, I'm a people person per se. You know, I'm of the type, never met a stranger, okay? And so for me, probably was a little bit easier than, you know, the rest of my classmates.
The courage of these students is what made Alma School District inclusive and impacted the way the schools are today.
As I spoke at the dedication service, you know, I told them that I have a timing, she has a timing, you have a timing, you have a timing, all right? We all have a timing.
This is Carver and Alayla with Airwaves Media.
TSA is an organization in which students are encouraged to let their creative juices flow and develop intriguing projects of various types. Nate Lyons shares one of the projects that TSA students have worked on, a video game.
The game Radium, which was made by Jat Sneen and Carter Seals, took months to make and got 5th place in the national TSA competition.
The main character is named Raya. She is a swordswoman and kind of the protector of her town. It takes place in like an old fantasy town.
Of basically what we were doing. So Jack, what he would do is he would send me some demos, some ideas for the game. We generally collab together on the general big idea of the game, but he would send me some like visuals, sprite work, and I would try to represent that with the music and the sound effects.
I've always been kind of interested in playing video games and making video games ever since I was maybe a little kid.
Radium is a game about going into a mine and trying to save some time-traveling miners and finding a mineral that is yet unnamed in the story but will be named by the end. This has been Nate Lyon with Airwaves Media.
We have a lot of clubs here at AHS, and this one we're about to talk about requires skill and a good understanding of the game. Isaiah Burris and Zach Gwynn take a look at the Chess Club.
In Chess Club, you learn different approaches and techniques to increase chances to win. When you play chess, it takes a lot of thinking and focus to win and beat your opponent.
I enjoyed playing chess, and my father actually taught me how to play chess when I was a young boy. And, you know, he would always beat me, and so I decided that I loved chess, even though he would always beat me. And after that, I decided that I wanted to teach other people how to play chess, and so it just sort of fell in my lap, and it was a good fit, and so that's what we've done since then. So regional is going to be a tournament with all of the different, and there's lots of different places we can go to have a regional tournament, but the different schools around will all bring a team of students, and usually we can have 8 for junior high, 8 students for junior high, we can have 8 students for senior high, and we take those and we play in a competitive tournament. And basically what it is they take the 4 who are the best, and they take their scores from the games that they play, and then if we're in the top, then we get invited to the state tournament. And then if we're good enough, we go to the state tournament and we play there. And if we're good enough, we win.
The chess club has been around for a while now. There are a few ways to play chess. There is online chess and the original that's played on a chessboard.
The favorite part about chess for me is that I don't know, I like playing the game. It's problem solving, and no matter who you're playing, it's a different problem to solve. And so I really like thinking about all of the different ways that you can sort of maneuver things. And the better you get at chess, you start to see, you know, different types of positions and different patterns and stuff like that. So there's always something new to learn no matter what level you're at, and it's always a constantly fun game, even though it's the same game it's been for centuries.
You can learn so many techniques that can beat your opponent. There are millions of different styles to play chess, so you can find one that works for you. This is Zachary Gwynn and Isaiah Burrs for Airwaves Media.
Project Graduation, a name that's been thrown around at Alma High School several times. Faculty has mentioned fundraisers for it and something to do with seniors, but what even is it? Abigail Spencer has more on this mysterious topic.
Every year, parents of seniors get together to raise money for Project Graduation, a year-long fundraiser for the senior class. It's a drug-free, alcohol-free post-graduation party.
It's basically like one big night that the kids get together one last time after graduation and have a fun night together.
A night of fun is expensive, though. The parents raise money selling cookie cakes, Johnny Freeze, various Airedale merchandise, and doing some fundraisers throughout the year.
We'll have our biggest fundraiser, which is Guns N' Roses. That will be towards February of next year. We have the biggest class at Alma is our senior class this year, so we have to work extra hard to raise enough money to be able to put this on. So I am so confident in our ability to make this great, but we're going to need to all work together. So
let's hope they surpass their goal this year. This has been Abigail Spencer for Airwaves Media. Heirlooms has some new merch for sale this year. Kent Huggins is here to show us what they've got in store this fall.
If you've ever repped Airedale clothing, you've probably heard of Heirlooms. I talked to Miss Seiler about new releases in the store.
So some of the new merch that we have in Heirlooms is our goat crew that you're standing right by. It comes in gray. We also have it now in order. It will be in green. Those run about $45. We have the Nike hoodies that are here on the shelf. They come in gray and green. We have just a basic jersey.
Heirlooms is open from 7:45 to 8 a.m., reopening third period from 10:20 to 11:15, Monday through Thursday. Morning hours on Fridays go from 8 to 8:55.
We have some of these volleyball shirts, we have some hats, we have some game day shirts, and that's some of the new merch that we have that's come in this fall.
Be sure to support your Alma Airedales and check out Heirlooms for some sweet merch. This has been Kenton Huggins with Airwaves, signing off.
A professional theater group is coming to the Skokos Performing Arts Center soon to put on a play called The Very Hungry Caterpillar. Here is Jared Canada and Russell Boulay with a look into this.
The Alma Performing Arts Center has several plays each year, and The Hungry Caterpillar is one of those that will be performed on September 17th. Chuck King, head of Performance Arts Center, has more of the details of this play.
It's exciting that we're doing this. I will mention, like, the first performance, the 9:30 performance, we're bringing all of the students from Alma Primary School to see the show, and then at 1 o'clock we're having guest schools and preschools from all over the River Valley area that are coming to see it. Yeah.
There will be 6 professional actors from New York Rockefeller Center in this play.
This is a professional touring show. It's coming out of New York from the Rockefeller Production Company, and it tours all over the United States. So they're making a stop here in Alma on that day. So we've got 6 professional actors that are bringing the show.
There's free stories for the viewing audience to enjoy.
The other stories are the brown bear. Let's see, the brown bear and 10 little rubber ducks and the very lonely firefly will meet the very hungry caterpillar.
This is Jared Canada and Russell Boulay with Airwaves Media.
Thanks for watching this episode of The Airedale. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and make sure to follow all of our social medias at Airwaves Media. And as always, go Airedales!